Hello and welcome back to Transformers Review Offs. You may remember a while ago that I complained a lot about Submarauder and how much Pretenders suck. Well, they don't all suck equally. Today we're going to be taking a look at the G1 Pretender Beasts. I took Submarauder back to Big Fun and traded them up for one of these guys. So let's get into it with G1 Chainclaw, he's a bear, and G1 Carnivac. The whole thing with the Pretender Beast is that they are pretenders who have animals for shells and also for alt forms. So let's take a look at the robots. Chainclaw. Chainclaw is really yellow. He's got this lovely double blaster, and that's about all I can really say, other than his head swivels, which I just found out as I was going to record this video. So that's kind of awesome. One thing I will say about the gun itself, if I can get it out here, it has two pegs. The large one is for going on the shell. The small one pegs into this hole on his shoulder, but when you do that, the large one pegs into the screw hole. And it doesn't actually peg in, but it rests there. And that's a very clever design. Carnivac, on the other hand, is purple and brown and a little bit of blue for reasons I don't really understand. I kind of wish that his hands were brown because you can't see them very well. His arms are stumpy as all get out. And one of the big problems is all the legs for his alt mode really get in the way of each other. And it's kind of a big problem. So as a robot, he kind of loses Chainclaws out of the gate with 1 point. So next, transformation to alt mode. These guys, both of them pretty much transform in the same way, which is to say the same way that every G1 turning into an animal of some kind transformer has. You fold the arms into the front legs, you flip around the array which carries the back legs, and that's it. And where Chainclaw's animal mode head flips down onto his chest, Carnivac's mouth opens and reveals the robot head. I think that's kind of a neat little thing going on there. Again, his legs kind of get in the way. He does have a tail, which Chainclaw lacks, being a bear and all. Carnivac's a little bit dodgy. This back leg is kind of loose. I'll have to fix that up later. Like I said, they both transform in pretty much the same way. I think I'm going to give it to Chainclaw just because he doesn't have that leg problem. But let's move on and take a look at the beast modes. Chainclaw could frankly be anything. I think he looks more like a pit bull. You know, he looks like some kind of squat, doggish thing with this enormous head. He does have the gun up top. Carnivac doesn't have his gun, unfortunately. But it's yellow and gray. Carnivac, rather than looking like a wolf, I think looks more like a jackal, mostly because his legs are so spindly. I don't understand why they used teal, but it does keep him from being dichromatic, and like I said, his mouth opens, which is very nice, and if it distends a little bit, that's not how a wolf mouth should open, but I think he looks pretty cool, so I'm giving him that point. So 2-to-1. Now I'm going to put them into their shells, which is not much fun, and I don't think I'm going to grade it, but we'll see. Much like the humanoid pretenders, the beast pretenders' shells split in half, and they actually split a little bit nicer because they don't have arms to worry about. You know, the shells for the humanoid pretenders have articulated arms. For the robots, you just have to take and fold the front legs up underneath and then fold the back legs around, and then you pray to God that you can fit it in there just right, because oh my shit, these things are impossible. Oh God. Alright, you know what? For the sake of not having this come out even, I'm going to see how many times I close the shell before I actually get it to close all the way. So that's 1 for Chainclaw. 1.5. These things just kind of rattle around inside here, and there's no real guide of any sort. The main thing is you got these 2 square holes at either end, and those are the main things that hold the shell together. But it's a question of finagling the little beast ball around until it actually fits and doesn't block any of the holes. And even when you've got that going on, there's a good chance that it's just too fucking big to fit in the shell. Oh! I think that counted as 3. This is 4. God, come on. I said there wasn't a guide. There's these little lines that stick out of the one side, and as far as I can tell, they serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever. No, I may have spoken too soon. I think that's actually how you're supposed to do it. Oh, I just learned how to do something. Shit. Nope, that's 5. But yeah, they do actually conform to the contours of his back legs. There isn't one on the other side of the shell for some reason, or this might be a little bit easier. There we go. That took me 6 tries. Now that I know that, I should be able to do Carnivac a little easier. So again, same thing. Flip the tail up. Don't have to do that with Chainclaw. Fold the legs in. You have to make sure you fold them in the right direction, because if you don't, they won't fit together. Then you fold the back legs around, and then you hope you did it right. Ah, and Carnivac doesn't have any little guides, so let's just... Oh, I got it in one. Carnivac gets a point, so we're neck and neck heading into the final round, which is the shells. Chainclaw is bear. He's a very heavily armored bear, and that's really, really cool. He's got this wonderful helmet here, which doesn't peg in or anything, so it has a tendency to be a little bit askew, but it looks very cool. And like I said earlier, the gun pegs in up on top. Very nice. Carnivac, on the other hand, again, doesn't have a gun, but if he did, it could peg in here or on his shoulders, I think. The tail, interestingly enough, is a separate piece, and I had to make sure I actually found one when I was going through the bins finding it. But look at this dude. He makes a really nice wolf statue. This is something that I would display on my desk. And frankly, I like wolves better than bears. I mean, could Chainclaw beat him in a one-on-one fight? Probably. Bears versus wolves. Wolves usually hunt in packs, so, you know, a bunch of wolves could take down a bear, but one-on-one, bears got the advantage. But I'm a wolf guy, so Carnivac gets it, and he's going to pull out after a very damaging lead and win this round. So that was very exciting. Tune in next time when I'm going to try and do something a little bit different, and we'll see how that works out.